Ready? 3, 2, 1. Smile.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, family. What's spending a family?
F-A-M-A.
Because my head is Famlay, family.
That's why I say F-A-M-A.
So your own is farmer, but mine is family.
Are you seriously trying to remember the spelling of family right now? Like literally, you can't remember.
Family.
Ha. Ha. This is what too much Christmas food and Comforta Legino's New Year food can do.
Bro, 2 whole turkeys though.
So yeah, it was a good holiday. And I promise you, we recorded content to wish you a happy Christmas. And let's just say that for some reason we couldn't upload, and we're very sorry. And I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus right now. Let your expressions absolve you, not incriminate you. Yes, so we did record content, and we're so sorry we didn't get to put it out to say Merry Christmas, but we're definitely going to do better in 2026.
Yes.
So Happy New Year to you.
Welcome to the year 2026 on the Fix It podcast.
Yes.
Of course, you know what this is about now. We're here to try to help fix our relationships, friendships, different kinds, family, familial, they're the same thing. Platonic, all of them, right?
Mhm.
We would have loved to say, oh, we're marriage counselors, but we're still new.
No, we're not.
So
Anybody tell you that we're not?
we don't know diddly squat.
No. We're just bringing you on our own journey and saying, let's just do this together, pretty much. So yes, it's good to be here with you in 2026. We wish you all the best things and growth and love, the right kind of love.
Yeah.
And
talking about love, we want to share the love with you this year, especially looking towards like one of the later quarters of the year. We intend to have a live show. We're on stage. You're also there. We're having conversations. But for us to be able to do that, as a family, we need to grow more and more and more. And so when we implore you to please share the word about the Fix It podcast.
yes,
So that more and more people can know about it, and then we become this community of people who are trying to have healthy relationships and working on it, and all of that. And yeah, it is interesting that even the two of us who are here trying to form, we've got this relationship going on more. There was a little bit of a Cold War that happened towards the end of last year.
yes.
And I'm not going to give you details, but if you want to know what it was, you can share with us in the comments. And do not forget to like, share, subscribe, follow, turn on notifications, and spread the word. Let the world know about the Fix It podcast. Yeah.
All that to say that even though we are doing this here on camera with you, we are not perfect ourselves. And, we just believe in the fact that crooked sticks can draw straight lines too.
Ooh, that line.
And so we keep working on getting better and better and dropping the bitterness pretty much.
Talking about working better and better, big shout out to our friends, the Carries, who looked at our content last year and they're like, you guys have interesting stuff, but your picture quality.
And they say, take camera.
DSLR. Thank you.
Thank you.
And big shout out to Pastor Isaiah as well.
Yeah.
Who uses lights.
Thank you so much.
So if it is a bit better lit, but we're still working on how to make it look even better. But
yes,
we work with what we have.
Yeah.
Like she said, crooked sticks.
Draw straight lines too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking about straight lines, let's go straight to the first series. Let me use that term that we're going to be having for the year 2026. And it has to do with single parenting.
Yes.
Bum.
And pretty much, if you've known me for like the longest of time, 2020 was the year where I started to chronicle my single parenting journey. That's what 5 whole years before we
If it's
got
important,
together
actually.
and we said, okay, let's do this. Let's get married. Yeah.
So interesting that on that podcast I was also a guest.
Yes, you're a guest. So I mean, just check the link. We're gonna put the link up there, just in case if you're interested in going back and getting into the details of when I was going through that journey of single parenting. We documented a few things. The episode he came on,
I think it was episode 8 or so.
Can't remember which one, but it was the one where he was talking about growing up under a single mom, under a single parent. So we started to chronicle that journey as far back as 2020. Feel free to catch up on some of the episodes there. But for today, I am coming at it from the perspective of someone who has gone through the phase. And I'm here today and thriving by the help of God. And that's why we're coming at it again, but from this different perspective.
Yeah. So basically, single parenting is something that I would say a great percentage of people did not choose to do, right? But life and situation has thrusted this responsibility upon these people. And more often than not, when we hear single parents, people are thinking, oh, the woman. No, we're talking about all
Single moms and
genders,
single dads.
right?
Yes.
So it's different reasons that make people single parents. In some cases, it's separation. In some cases, it's divorce. In some cases, it's death. In some cases, it's incarceration. In some cases, in some very interesting cases, it is a person saying, you know what, I'm tired of being alone, right? I want to have a child that I can take care of and pour my attention into. A couple of people I know who have done that, who had tried to have one relationship or the other, and then it didn't work out for some reason and decided they're going to do this. Unfortunately, for some people, it's as a result of SA, right? As a result of assault and all of that, and they find themselves where they are with this child. So we want
And
to
in
have
some instances, sorry to interject, but this one that I think over time has just become a trend in society. It's not because you were initially married to somebody or something, but there's just this thing of having, oh my God, I saw something the other day. This couple, they just got married. No, it wasn't that one. It was, you know how they go on the street
yeah.
and then they're asking questions. And this guy, I don't know how he ended up there. It just seems like every woman that he was talking to was a baby mama.
Yes, there is that as well.
It's like, oh, how many kids do you have? And then you hear someone said she had 7 kids by 6 different men. So different situations,
Yeah.
That lead to this single parenting.
I mean, in certain societies, like you just mentioned, this as a result of, there's going to be child welfare. So it's easy money for me. I can just have a child and get stipend from the government for every child it is that I have. For some people is, let somebody just pay child care, different things, different reasons. But whatever it is, at the end of the day, being a single parent, whether a single father or a single mother, is the responsibility of the ages. And I feel it's a good conversation to bring up because not very many people have those conversations for everybody to hear.
Yeah, I think for the most part, it's just something that is stigmatized. And really, people who, just get to look at it some type of way, they don't really care about how it got to be that this person is a single parent. And as much as this conversation is about male and female single parents, for the most part, that when we're talking stigmas, it's more around the women.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later. Yeah. So generally speaking, there is stigma around it. And people don't really care how you got to be in that place. The only thing that you shall hear is that look at with one kind eye, basically. I mean,
it's not one kind eye.
What is it?
Bombastic side eye.
No. So some people are kind enough. They may not give you the look, but in your continued interaction with them, everything about them will then reveal to you that, yeah, you're a nice person and all, but single mom, yeah, not so much my cup of tea, basically. The one thing that I came to understand is as quickly as possible is that irrespective of how you got there, you see the parent that comes after the word single is where your focus should be.
Yeah.
It should be about your ability to parent
That
your child or your children.
Mhm.
And trust me, the intricacies, we'll get into that in subsequent episodes. But, just sometimes I think, especially when the decision is a conscious one that is taken,
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons that people have issues with it.
Mhm.
I would walk you back to an interview I had with somebody, back then in 2020 when I was on Decoupled, where someone said, look, at the end of the day, I have to explore the scientific options because I've been there and done that when it comes to relationships with people. And so I'm going to explore the scientific options, and I'm going to have this child by myself. I think when it's a guy, it's different because I already also had conversations with young men growing up, some of them very close to my heart, who, they were tired of this whole relationship thing. And for the men, the way they would say it is, I would just find somebody, have a child with her, and take responsibility for that child and know that that's it. I'm not looking to get married. Of course, long term, they eventually got married and they had their children. But but I've spoken to at least 2 people, guys, who that was their approach. For the women, the approach is more assisted reproductive technology type of things. Either they're going to sperm banks, or they're looking for some kind of a donor.
Donor story.
I think I remember this.
Donor.
I just, as I said, donor, I remembered that your story.
Oh my God.
I remembered it.
Just know that we are all about protecting the image of, personalities of people who've had these experiences with.
Absolutely,
but brethren, I and I. Can I say I and I?
No, it's you and you. It's
Yes.
not I and I.
I and I
You were
have been approached
I remember
to
that story.
be a donor. But not a donor as per in a cup. A donor as per, come, let's have the uchum puchum, the Cupid horizontal shuffle, the onjogomonjongos. Don't ask me what that means. Yeah. And
why did you turn that down again?
let me drop, let me land. Thank you very much. Brethren, do you see this specimen of man? Are you seeing all this amusement park? Have you seen a finer young man? Yes. This person reaches out to me and goes, yo, I've gotten to that point where I'm pretty much done with this, and I just want to have a child. And I'm like, okay, why? Men are. Okay, so I want you, that's referring to me, to be a donor, right, for me. And I'm like, okay, donor as per what exactly are you looking for? And she says she needed my swimmers. And I said, okay, Mio, the whole thing now is having to go to a fertility clinic and, manually and all of that is, I'm not, see me, if it's not natural conception, no, just because I was talking to a friend. So in my mind, I was like, and the person was like, no, I'm not even looking for natural conception. How about we're friends? We can't spoil that thing. My mind was like, okay.
Wait, what did she mean? What did she mean? She was not looking. She was looking for natural conception.
No, she wasn't.
Wait, which one's natural conception?
Njongos.
Exactly. No, that's what she wanted.
No,
she wanted the actual thing.
She wanted it in a cup.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
Because she didn't want to spoil the friendship. And I'm like, okay, man, cool. So, yeah, it's gonna be an issue. She's like, but I'm willing to pay. The Nigerian in me was like, pay.
Okay.
Really?
Okay, let's talk about it.
All right, cool. Let's talk about it. So, how much are we talking about here? Young man was already thinking 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. And she goes, 35,000 naira.
Wait, I didn't hear this part. Somewhere in my head, I thought there was like 100K on the table.
35,000 naira.
No, but wait, let's talk about it, guys. For the guys watching this, real on real, let's talk about this.
35,000 naira
approaches you. How much do you think your swimmers are worth? Like, is 2 million even worth it? Like, wait, how many are typically in a sample?
You're not understanding the fact that all I was trying to do was to get her mind off of it, right?
No, you had money. At that point, you were trying to get her
at that point,
mind off
let's
of it.
Let's see where she's going.
Yes.
Because I mean, I was broke, bro. She said 35,000. And I mean, I go farm, Siba.
You were offended. You were offended.
I was. But this is my friend.
Offense
So
was worse.
I can't be losing my ish. For my friend. I'm like, you see, I don't want to continue the tradition of having a child out of wedlock, because like I've already mentioned before, I'm a child of a single mother, which means that I was born out of wedlock. And I don't want to continue that trend in my family. I want to be the person who caught it in my mind. I was like, hey, I was extending the 5 fingers of fellowship to this person. That's all I can say. I don't know what you're doing. Are you breakdancing?
The fingers.
But the person knows themselves, and I know you're going to watch this. It is no longer an issue for me. But that time I was like, babe, 35,000.
No, but seriously, how much would she have offered that would have been? Like, you would have given it serious
If
consideration.
you had given me 3 million, I'd have had a child out of it.
All those billions.
Well,
Worth only 3 million.
But at that point in time, I would say my major reason for wanting to stop the whole thought pattern was a thing of, for example, you and I are married now.
Yeah.
And then 18, 21 years down the line, somebody just appears and says, you're my father. Because I told her the same thing, right? And she goes, there's no need to worry yourself, because I will take care of the child, and the person doesn't even need to know you're the one.
Yeah, but they always say that the children always go looking for their parents.
Last. So it will be that in 18 to 21 years now, we could just D. Then one picking will just appear.
You give me the gist now.
I've been giving the gist.
Wait, would you have given me the gist if you had done it?
But I don't already give you the gist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about you turning it down. I mean, we're cool that time. I believe you will have given me the gist.
Straight.
So
when you would have been expecting a child right now.
Yeah, I would have. Because that's what they say. The children always come and look for.
At the end of the day.
Anyway.
So anyways, taking you back to what you said.
So for a lot of people, it is a conscious decision. I think back in 2020, I would have said, oh, you have more people, ending up as single parents, not of their own volition. But I think with the times that have passed since I first had that conversation, I believe a lot of people are going into it of their own volition, or knowing, that this is what they want. And so, which brings me back to the point that I think is one of the reasons why you have it being stigmatized a lot. Is it an African thing, or do people just actually not believe that you can adequately parent a child as a single parent, whether you're a mom or a dad? Because if we're to address the stigma around it, that's one of the major ones.
So I can't tell if it is an African thing or if it is a human thing, because majority of my perspectives on life are African, right? You still have, even if you were to go to other climes, from what we have used our 2 eyes to see on screen and all of that, you still have people who advocate for a proper home.
Like a 2-parent household.
A 2-parent household, right? Which means that in the back of everybody's mind somewhere, there's an imbalance that is present when there is a single parenting thing happening. It may be something we push all the way to the back of our minds, right? Like, forget about it. But unconsciously, many, if not most people, have that mindset about single parenthood.
So I want to interrogate that a little bit more. So I want to interrogate that a little bit more. You see that whole thing of the imbalance or perceived imbalance, I would like to say, as far as the children. I think people have that perception more because there is this inherent lack of trust in the ability of the one parent to be able to do, right? And a lot of the time it's there, even when it's been proven that that parent, as much as it may have been a difficult thing for them, may have put in their all to ensure that that child comes out well. I get it when it's like, for example, a boy child being raised by the mom or just the mom, or girl child being raised by the dad and just the dad. As a matter of fact, given our African traditional households and cultures and systems and things, a lot of the time you will see the family rally around the man to ensure that the child has that balance, especially if it's a girl child.
Really?
Yes, I think that there is also this thing of a father cannot raise a girl all by himself. So the family will typically rally around more. Yeah. And then on the other hand, when you flip it, you now see a woman raising a boy child, and it's like there's already this perception, even without it being tested, that she's probably going to raise a mommy's boy.
Which more often than not is the case.
So it's just a standard that with the single parenting situation, you have an imbalance in the child because people just believe that one parent can't do it all. Okay, let's switch it up a little bit. Again, I'm interrogating here, and please, you all feel free to share with us your experiences as well and what you think. If you think that there's this imbalance as well, please let us know. Do people still have that imbalance when the child that is being raised, for example, by a single mom, is a girl? They would actually think that as a single mom raising a girl child, she would do an excellent job raising that child.
Absolutely agree.
So you don't think these are biases?
No. It's the same way that a single father raising a girl child, that girl will not experience, quote unquote, experience as much the nurturing effects of a mother in her life. What you will get more often than not is a very protective, very, let me use the term protective more, very protective father who covers her more than, raising a, do you get what I'm trying to say?
No.
So I'm so sorry. In this past few weeks, words are not just linking in my head. But now you were saying something about a mommy's boy, right? It is expected
a perception
of a mommy's boy. It's expected of men to be men when they grow up, right? I don't need to start telling you what it means to be a man, not just a male that has something dangling between his thighs, but men and everything that you know that a man is supposed to be, which more often than not, a woman is not equipped to provide for that child as they are growing. In the same way, a man is not fully equipped to provide for a girl child to become a woman fully. Do you understand?
So for me, the concern I have is that these are automatic assumptions that people make when interacting with single parents or when they encounter single parents.
Again, which takes me to the beginning where I said, not the very start, but the beginning of this part of the conversation where I said, more often than not.
So,
for example,
so you agree that even though you might see that, I'm not sure about more often than not, right?
More often than not.
I would say in some instances, yes. And in some instances, no. I wouldn't say more often than not because I've seen so many instances where it's not now like, oh, you are the exception to the rule.
So more often than not also means sometimes yes, sometimes no. Just as for the sometimes. I mean, sometimes or sometimes that the other.
Hey, wait, calm down. No. You're more often than not means that
the percentage is higher.
The higher, yes. And that's what I disagree with.
Which is what it is. Whether we want to agree with it or not, all you need to do is just do a little survey.
So let me put it this way. Would you consider yourself an exception to the rule?
Yes.
How do you think you became an exception? What do you think led to you not being a mommy's boy, having been raised by a single mom?
I do believe I've told you this thing before. So in as much as my mother was the, strict yet loving mother that she was, too many things about manliness I learned from my friends. I've said that thing before. Because when I was found amongst them, there were things that was natural for men to do that I took so much longer to do. Many a times they had to throw jabs at me to get to that point. Or thank God for the kind of friends I had who sat me down knowing that, of course, I lacked that father figure in my life. gave me advices and taught me lessons that their fathers taught them. It's the truth.
So basically, what you're saying is you actually grew up being a mommy's boy,
I was
but
a
then by
mommy's
virtue of
boy.
your interactions,
I was a mommy's boy.
so you're not
right?
even the exception to the rule.
I may not have been I may not have been mommy's boy through and through, right? In as much as she tried to instill the little that she understood about being a father and all of that. Many things that helped me stay grounded in manliness and manhood were learnt from friends who had fathers.
Not from your being raised by your mom.
Yes.
Mm.
She did her best. She did what she could do, right? She toughened me up to a certain extent. But still, many lessons I learned from about fatherhood, I learned from friends. I also learned from, of course, the late Paul Udenyi.
So that takes me back to I think where I was going when I was talking about for people who decide to do this willingly, especially women, there will always be, whether perceived or actual, that element of, oh, you can't do a proper job of raising a child by yourself, especially, and I think this is always going to be the caveat, especially when the child that you have is not of the same sex as you. In the instance where you are a single mom raising
And note,
a
I
girl,
said the same thing about the father.
yeah, we're not arguing that. I'm just, making the point generally to say, for people who choose to do this willingly, there's always going to be that, especially when the child that you're raising is not of the same sex as you. In the instance where it's the same sex as you, people pretty much, I think for the most part, don't really, they're not really as bothered. Which brings me to the point where I guess when it comes to that, maybe I will not call it a stigma. Maybe I would just call it a bias.
Let me now put this in. As much as I said, a mother is most likely going to raise a mommy's boy. More often than not, a single mother, well, let me stop using more often than not. Many times, a single mother might end up raising a girl child that hates men.
Huh?
Many times. Might.
No.
Listen.
No. So you can't say many times and then say might.
Yes, you can.
No, now because that's a dangerous place to go, especially when
many times
do you have surveys to support this?
Hence, I said they might raise girls that hate men. Many times, they might also raise girls that desire to be accepted by men because there was a man missing in their lives when they were growing up.
Flip it. What happens with the men?
Same thing.
They will end up raising boys that hate women?
They might end up raising boys who don't see the need for women. Or they might end up raising boys who need the validation of women.
So let me go back to something that you said when we're talking about the first instance of the imbalance. You say just do some research and you see evidence to back this up. Can you confidently say the same thing about this point that you're making right now?
Yes, do some research.
No. This one, I will do the research and I'll come back to disprove it to you. I don't think so. But I'm not throwing the entire hypothesis away. What I'm saying is it's a little too dangerous to generalize on this particular point, because at the end of it, it comes down to how healed this single parent is. And yes, sometimes they're still going through their healing. Sometimes the healing takes like a really long time. But there's so many instances, and I say so many instances as well, where by some grace or some mercy, or maybe because of the fact they're able to find healthy people in their lives, whether by virtue of their support groups, I'm talking about their family members, or even partners that they come to meet and get married to later in life. You cannot, and I say this again, you cannot say many times and then they might. No.
Thank God I didn't say most. I said many times.
Or saying the same thing.
No. I said
Okay.
many times they might. Just the same way you cannot say I cannot say. Because I am saying.
So there is a
Rather, you should say
danger.
I should not say.
So there is a danger
Mhm.
that you have this in single parenting situations, this scenario that you just described.
Mhm.
But maybe my problem is the way you said it, like there is research to show. I think it's what you would have as opposed to in the first instance when you raise where you might see a higher percentage. This time around, you're probably gonna get maybe like a 50-50 or even less. Anyway, you see this
You see this conversation?
this conversation.
Let's continue it next time.
We're gonna continue it next time, but
We still have another one we want to talk about, but this very one we're going to continue it next time.
So we've touched on a few areas. Let's get your thoughts, guys. We've touched on what it is like, people ending up as single parenting and how they end up there. And we're touching on the stigmas associated with or biases, as I've come to learn, even in the course of this conversation. Be sure to drop your comments. Remember, follow, like, share, subscribe if this is the first time you're joining us. And let's chat in the next episode. But for now,
I'm out.